don't even know how long this is going to be because I don't know how much I can say. Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. As you can probably tell by the thumbnail, I'm so excited to film today's video because I'm going to be talking about my very first arc, and that was The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. I know, I can't believe I got it. I am so excited. When I got the email saying that I was approved to read it early, I freaked out. I will probably put the tweet here. I was so happy. And I have had this book on my to-read bookshelf on Goodreads for so long. Right when it was announced, I thought that this was the most clever idea ever for a book. I was excited to read it. As you can see, I have V.E. Schwab's books on my Holy Grail shelf. I have the the Shades of Magic series and Vicious, which is one of my favorite standalones. I had read A Darker Shade of Magic, I want to say last year, and I liked it. I wasn't as invested in it as others were, but I liked it. And then I revisited it again this year, I want to say. Yeah, this year, a couple of months ago, and I fell in love. As you can tell, I fell in love with this so much. I thought this was such a perfect series. Of course, it had its faults here and there, but I thought it was a perfect series. I'm going to make a whole video about it. If you haven't read it, I would suggest picking it up. It is so good. Vicious as well. I flew through it. I think it is one of the best standalones that I've read in so long. I think it is genius. So I'm familiar with V.E. Schwab's writing, and I like it. I really like how she writes. You know, sometimes it can be a bit too get into, but I like it. I think it does its job very well. Okay, so when I read that she was coming out with this, I was so excited. I was so excited. Okay, so because it's a arc, I don't really know how much to say. Obviously on Goodreads it's a little bit different, but sometimes my mouth gets ahead of myself and I don't want to accidentally say something, so this probably will be on the shorter side. Just I really want to get the brief synopsis of what it is and then just my review, as big as it is. I will probably revisit this in a couple of months, kind of reading this again, telling you guys the spoilers this time because I have a lot to say, but I can't. I wish everyone could just read it now, but yes. Anyways, okay, what is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue? So basically, Addie, our main character, she was born in 1600s France, right? And so in 1600s France, women had this kind of role they needed to fill. They had to become mothers, they had to be a good daughter, they had to be doting, they had to be caring, they had to be submissive. And Addie knew that that wasn't for her. She was not that kind of person. She wanted to go out to the world. She wanted to experience life. She wanted to live life. Kind of reminds me of Lila Bard and how she kept on telling Cal that like this was no way to live. So throughout her years, as she gets older, she kind of puts off suitors. She finds ways to put it off. And until finally, there's one that sticks. And so on the night of her wedding, she kind of freaks out and she talks to a god that she's not supposed to talk to. And she makes a deal that she will be able to go out, experience life. She will become immortal. But there are catches. One, she can't leave a lasting mark on the world. So that means that she can't write, she can't draw, she can't take pictures. And two, every person that meets her forgets about her. So let's say she's in front of me, I turn around, I go to another room, I come back, and I totally forgot meeting her for the first time. She's basically going through life as a ghost in a way, right? Because she can't get a job, she can't find a house to put roots down, she can't make friendships, can't find a partner. And so she realized that she got what she wanted. You know, she's gonna live forever. She can travel over the world, she can see the world, but it comes with the price, right? And so okay, how do I V. Schwab does a good job of detailing her experience. You know, we kind of see it all basically. She kind of makes us witness firsthand Addie's kind of role through history in a way. It'll make sense, trust me, when you read it. And the way that she kind of finds a way to survive, even though she doesn't have these basic human luxuries, you know, finding a friend, getting a job for the first time, finding a house that you love, and you can settle in, food, because she can't buy any food, she can't buy any clothes because she doesn't have money, right? So we see her trying to survive, and it is so heartbreaking, but it is so hopeful. And I just love that V.E. Schwab does a good job of making us care about her. We care, we come to love her, we come to love with her, we come to laugh with her, we come to cry with her, you know. So she meets, as the synopsis says, she eventually meets this guy who remembers her, who sees her, turns away, looks back, and he still knows her. So it's basically kind of like, why can't this guy see her? Oh, how can this guy see her? Did someone manage to slip through the cracks of the curse, you know? And Addie is kind of saying like, whoa, like this is kind of a new experience for her as well. So yeah, that's pretty much all I can say. So the things that I gave this 5 stars. One of the easiest 5 stars I've ever given a book. I think it's going to be one of my favorite standalones for sure, and it might be one of my favorite books of 2020. I just thought it was so good. I'm so excited for everyone to read it. So things that I really loved about this book was, one, V. Schwab does a really good job, like I said, of making us care about her characters, the main characters, the secondary characters, the characters in their lives. Like, we care about all of them because she doesn't just introduce a character and kind of just let them disappear. She gives them a reason to be in that scene. She gives them background stories. We see them. And I think that's so important because there's so many authors who don't. They introduce characters and we forget about them in a chapter or two later. But in this one, it's like you care about all of them. And when I say care about all of them, I mean good and bad. You care about them in a good way, as in like you want them to succeed, you want them to be happy, you're egging them on, like you love them essentially. But then you also care about the bad ones, when that you want to see what they're doing, you're invested in them, you're interested in them. So I think V. Schwab does a really good job of doing that here. And she also, my review kind of had 2 aspects of it. It had like the characters and the plot. The plot is A1. There are so many connecting ties, there's so many kind of plot twists, but then there's stuff that you expect and there's stuff that you don't expect. There are romances you expect, but there are romances you don't expect. It just keeps you on your toes. It keeps you on your toes. I think every like 10% of the book I was just gasping. I was like, oh my god, oh no. It was really good. And then the second aspect of my review was the content wise. I wanted to talk about the themes that she played on, and I think for me, the ones that really stood out to me were the themes of loneliness and the themes of time. So loneliness I kind of picked up on. It's just basically V.E. Schwab talking about like the things that we need as a person and how everyone is lonely essentially, and what they do to, you know, overcome it, or what they do to succumb to it, you know. And we see tales of loneliness throughout this book, and it is so heartbreaking, but it is so hopeful how each character deals with their loneliness. But at the same time, it's really sad. I don't know, it made me think about it. It was very philosophical in a sense, but it was a good philosophical. It wasn't too confusing. It like made you think about your life. And the second aspect of it, the second theme I want to touch on, was the idea of time. Time, I am so invested in the idea of time. I personally think that time was a concept that people created in order to make themselves feel better, like society. We rely on it so much, but really if you think about it, time doesn't exist. Time doesn't exist, right? Time is a societal concept, and no, right? And V. Schwab does such a good I think she kind of like agrees with me, because we see how time can go by so quickly, right? 100 years in a flash, a day, obviously, in a flash. And she does such a good job of seeing that, like, because time goes so quickly, see, I'm about to get philosophical. Like, you have to just, like, do stuff. And in a way, she kind of motivated me, too. I was like, oh my god, yeah, that's totally it. I need to go out and live my life. Again, I don't know. I finished reading this at, like, 2 a.m. last night. By the way, I read all of this in one sitting. I only got up to eat. So, literally, I flew through it. But yeah, so time. I just feel like we see how time affects all of our characters, again, in a good way and in a bad way. and we see how they kind of relate to time, how they use time to their advantage, and how time sometimes can be a bad thing for them, right? So yeah, I wish I could just say more. I wish I could just tell you what happens, but I can't. I mean, I could just cut it out, but no, because knowing me, I might just accidentally leave it in there and then I'm blacklisted forever. So oh my god, I don't even know, like, oh, maybe, can I read? I feel like I read someone, like, reading a little bit of a quote. Maybe I can just read, like, a little bit of a quote, right? That's okay. I saw like a lot of people on Goodreads quoting like just a little line. That should be fine, right? Just a little line. Okay, if I don't think it's okay, I'll just cut it out. But I swear to God, I saw multiple people on Goodreads quoting little lines. So if anyone tells me anything, I'm just gonna link them to that. Addie says this: I blink and half my life is gone. I do not want to die as I've lived, born and buried in the same 10-meter plot. It just kind of shows you everything, for everything that I just said, like who she is as a character, the concept of time, how like sometimes it gets away with you and you're just like, oh my god, I haven't done anything in my life, how I need to do more in my life, right? And the idea of loneliness, because again, like in her time, 1600 France, no one thought as she did. Everyone just wanted to get married, everyone just wanted to settle down, have a nice quiet life. And Addie was like, no, there's more for me, I know it. And you know what, Lila Bard would be proud of her. So yeah, that's as much as I can say. 13 minutes, that's fine. That's all. It's all safe. Everything I've said, it's all safe. So yeah, go pre-order it. Please go pre-order it. I might leave some links in the description because it is so good. I need everyone to go read it now. Everything I've said is safe, I promise. No spoilers, nothing. I'm just telling you kind of the gist, not the gist, but kind of just the feel of the book, what you're gonna get when you pick it up. Now I'm kind of doubting everything I've ever said because I'm like, what if it's too much? Whatever. Yeah, so I think everyone will love this. There's something in it for everyone, and I think honestly it's gonna be book Twitters and booktube's next big thing. It is so freaking good. I cannot believe Schwab did it again. I don't know how she does it again, but she did it again. She has another hit on her hands. So good, so good, so good. You should go out and pre-order it. 5 stars. Amazing, amazing, amazing. I want the physical copy now. So I just really wanted to, I know I just posted a video, but I really just want to get in the camera because right when I finished it, I was like, oh my god. I was about to film at 2 a.m. last night because I just wanted to, but then my review would have been way more chaotic than it is now. Yeah. Okay. So yes, the fact that I don't remember anything else is good because I'd rather say not as much rather than too much. So yes, Addie LaRue, love ya. Other characters that I can't mention, love ya. Except some characters. Some characters I don't love ya. I don't. And I will tell you guys who later. Oh my god, I can't wait. I can't wait to do a spoiler like filled review. Oh my god, I'm gonna go crazy. Okay, so that's it for me. Yes, go pre-order it. Have a good weekend. I hope I can post this up today. Right now it's Friday, so hopefully I can post it today. Have a good weekend. Stay safe, stay sane, and wait, not yet. I feel like I have something else to say. I don't know. Go pre-order the book. That's all I can say. Oh, and you can follow me on my social medias. I just put Twitter and Goodreads there. So yeah, stay safe, stay sane, and go read your favorite book for me.